Alright, today I'm gonna make a custom NPC in Slendytubbies 3. If you didn't know, the Fun Plus Essentials update has a custom NPC update. And Vantablack didn't want to make a custom NPC tutorial because it's like too complicated or broken or something. Yeah, I mean, I agree, it was pretty fucking broken. So anyways, today I'm gonna take the role instead and make a tutorial myself. So the first thing, obviously, ignore all these stupid shit I have. Where the fuck do I have? Have to delete that. Anyways, we need to create a new project. We're just gonna name it something. You're gonna select the folder. Now we're gonna wait for Unity to load up real quick. It's gonna take a little while. Alright. Here we are in Unity. The first thing we're gonna do is you're gonna need to download this thing. Custom NPC template. I made this. First thing we're gonna drag the editor in here. This is what we're gonna use to, what the fuck, we're gonna use this to make an asset bundle of our NPC. And now we're gonna open this base, just double click it. And here we have everything. We have our animations, the model, controller, whatever. Just import it. And here we have our template. It's a Tinky Winky, is default monster. First we gotta do is set the position to 0, 0, 0. We're gonna go to our NPC. And for the sake of this video, we're just gonna make something random, like nothing really serious. Just gonna open paint.net. You can, not Paint3, paint.net. You can use whatever you want to make your own textures. We're gonna go here, phase 1 textures. You can see here, you can use these textures to make your own phase 1 tubby textures, blah blah blah. So for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna use this one. I'm just gonna try and make something with it, I guess. I'm gonna add this as a layer. I'm just gonna make my tubby this color. There we go. Now I'm just gonna do whatever I want with the face right here. I'm gonna make something. I'm gonna make the eyes blue. I'm gonna make this blue. Dark blue. It looks shitty, but whatever. Here. Blue. Now you got a shitty texture over here. I'm gonna save as a PNG. Name it whatever you want. Save. Yeah, I want to flatten. Now we're just gonna drop this into here. Also the fur, we're gonna change the color for the fur. This. I'm gonna name it cyan. Insert. And now we're just gonna slap the texture on him. First I'm gonna do on the arm right here. There we go. Now I'm just gonna do it like this on the rest of the body. And now I'm gonna slap this on the face. There we go. We have a very cute NPC over here. Now we can can remove the antenna by disabling mesh render over here. And or you can just do whatever you want to. I'm gonna just make this. So I'm gonna make something. An example. There we go. I got some weird fucking thing. What the fuck is this? We're gonna rename our NPC here. You can just name it something, I guess. I'm gonna name my NPC. You can name him like some OC name or whatever you want. And then we go over to the controller. This is what basically makes them. You can see animations, except these animations are kind of ugly. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. You can import custom animations too. There just needs to be the same name of everything here. For the sake of this video, I'm not really gonna do that. See, idle. You have. These are just templates, honestly. I think I'm gonna show you how to get better animations. We're gonna go here. This place. You need an account for this, by the way. Motherfucker logged me out. Hold on. Okay. Now you can see we got stupid animations over here. You just search something like idle animation. Go to this one. Yeah. Let it load. So you have our idle animation here. You can click download. For Unity, without skin, I personally use 60 frames per second. Okay, download. Downloading from download, and wait for download. I'm gonna drag and drop it in here. We're gonna rename it to just idle. I'm gonna change the rig to humanoid. Apply. Looks a little weird in Unity, but whatever. We're gonna go here. Motion. I'm gonna change it to this one. You can see down here, old man idle. There we go. Also, personally, I would say to enable these stuff, this, and this, so it looks slightly less ugly in game. And of course, apply. There we go. I have special animations here. I also forgot to change them, so you need to find a better animation yourself. Because look at this. The fuck is gonna use this? This one needs moving. So, anyways, I don't know if we got our controller ready. We're gonna need to rename it since this is a tutorial. Everyone's gonna use the same controller name and something will somehow break. We're just gonna name it my NPC controller. There we go. There we go. The animator must have controller. This one we made. My NPC controller. And we're just gonna test it. We're just gonna test in Unity if the animations are loading. There we go. You play. You can see the animations here are loading, meaning it worked. If your tubby is like T-pose or you're just not doing anything, then you probably did something wrong and need to fix it. As if the animation probably isn't humanoid. You see? Attack, run, idle, whatever. And now we gotta set the scream. If you don't have any scream, you gotta go in here and just place any audio. I already have an audio here, so I'm not gonna do it, but you can just find something. Alright, my NPC, and now we just gotta drag, drop in here, original, there you go. Now we gotta rename this to dead. I'm gonna make a dead version of this so it plays an animation of, well, dying. We could, create, animation control, animator controller, my NPC dead. Don't do the same name as me, you can do your own name. So go here, create state, empty, death. Now we just need a death animation. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this one. This is a K one. It has to be here too. This death animation has to be the same in here. Here you go. And now we're gonna test it in game again. Wait, shit, I forgot to change the controller. Gotta change the controller here. Dead. Play. Yeah, you can see he's dead. Now we go here. Original. Delete this. We gotta see the position is 0, 0, 0. Yeah, 0, 0. Now we select both of them. We go to asset bundle down here. Press on new. If you don't have this, you just gotta press on new. Bundle. What the fuck did I just do here? Okay. Bundle. Now we right click and click build asset bundles. Now Unity will do its thing over here. We'll wait. It's compiling, building asset bundle. We got a new folder, asset bundles. And here's our bundle. Show in Explorer. And there it is. We're only gonna need this thing. We're gonna need this thing only. But we're also gonna make an icon for our monster. This is optional. If you don't make an icon, then the sandbox thing will just be text of your NPC. It will just say my NPC. Okay, just gonna do this. Screenshot this. Jesus Christ, that's loud. And I'm gonna go to display. I'm gonna use this website to just make a transparent image. Paste. There we go. Now to make an icon, we're gonna use this template I made. Just copy. I'm gonna use a layer to place them in here. Like, maybe the same spot. This. Can remove this now. Okay, save as. I'm not gonna override it, I'm just gonna name it like icon1. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna go to NPC Tweaker. You should join the Fun Plus Essential Discord server because this will probably get updated. We have our NPC name, must be the same name we have in here, so my NPC. Also, the version, this thing doesn't work. So when you're making an NPC, you need to be very careful if it's broken or not in game. So basically, if you build an NPC, make it public, and you see a bug is basically, well, broken. You can't really fix it unless you rename the NPC like my NPC version 2, then rebuild the NPC, then that could do something, but whatever. Boss bot. I honestly don't know what the fuck does bot to do here, really. Yeah. It's like a survival, just a survival enemy. Like, you know, a mob. Anyways, here. Dummy prefab. This is what ability is going to use. Like, if you want to do electric abilities, you choose Tinky Winky. Boss Tinky Winky. Where is he? Boss Tinky. Attack range at attack time. This is the default. You can edit this if you want. Damage is how much damage he's gonna do to the player. Gonna do 36. Gonna do walk speed and how run speed. These are the default ones, and for the sake of this video, I'm not gonna really edit them, except for this maybe. Whoops. This. Okay, save. Oh yeah, got to say about this. So when you make your, well, NPC, this is like the finishing part. You go into mods, Fun Plus Essentials, Custom NPCs, and you make a folder of your NPC. That's gonna name example. Doesn't really have to be anything specific. Example. You're gonna save this. Copy this as a bundle. Copy. Go in here. Paste this. And we're gonna go find our icon. Custom NPC template. Icon. Mods. Example. We're gonna rename it just icon. There you go. And now all we have to do is test in game. Now we're gonna make a server. We're gonna enable this and just start the game. It's gonna take a while to load, maybe depending on how many NPCs you have installed. Okay, yeah, when you get to this part, you're gonna wait for a little bit. It's gonna basically just loading. Takes like a minute, maybe. Don't do anything if this happens. Just, you know, let it do its thing. Should load normally. About any second now. Yep. Here we go. And here's our NPC. Spawn him. There he is. Because he works on everything. Dead. Spawn him here. He's after us. Basically, that's like thing. For some reason, every single attack animation loops like twice. I have no fucking idea why. Let's make. Yep. The special abilities work too. Let's make you fight him. Go. Fight him. Fight him. Yep. Okay, you do damage. As you can see, our NPC is basically working. You're gonna play as him too. See? Basically acts like a normal monster. Just, you know. There we go. See. Lightning shot, lightning blast. Maybe attack others too. Let's try it. Which one should I? Not you. Shit. Shit. Fuck you. No, no, no. Yeah. Don't find me. Don't find me. Don't find me. Okay, am I doing any damage? Okay, I'm doing damage. Okay. Shit. No, 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 no. Come here. Come here. Yeah. Yeah. No, 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 fuck. Okay. Fuck. Look, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Also, the NPC shows very bright from afar. I have no idea why. Look at this. Bright as shit. Fuck. Shit. 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 Come here, bitch. Come here. And fuck you. Anyways, how to add a custom NPC to a custom map? Well, it's pretty simple, I say. Okay. Oh, fuck. Map maker. Map tweaker. Dependence. How do you say this? Okay. So basically, this is our NPC name. We're just gonna add my NPC. Add. And over here is gonna come over here. So survival versus co-op. Just set this. And just do the regular thing. We're making a map. You can check Vantablack tutorial for this. Like, one use day outside. Blah blah. I don't have any map to import for this. So I'm just gonna edit. Just gonna edit a map I already made just to show you how it works. If it looks like this, it means it's running pretty slowly. It needs to load custom NPCs and whatever else. Alright, we're in game. We just gotta find our NPC and see where it is. Alright. NPC basically, you know, shouldn't be broken and acts like a regular. There it is. Basically acts like a regular monster, just, you know, around the customer, chases you, kills you, screams. Just gonna see where he's going. Where are you going, motherfucker? Fucking scary bitch. Hello? Fuck. How did he see me through the wall? Yeah. Oh yeah, also the attack, the damage applies it in collect mode. So if you walk into an insta kill, just set it to 100. Nice, boom. Dead. That's basically how you make a custom NPC. But if you want to make something better, instead of just editing a phase 1 Teletubby, you can, well, you can add a custom model. Fuck. You can add custom, well, models into the tubbies and make them also an NPC. For the sake of this video, it's gonna get a random model and may well make it an NPC. So we'll be right back. Okay, I just ripped a funny fan game. Very specific fan game. I don't want to save. We can save before, but I really just don't save. We're gonna import this. We're gonna import this as a custom model for an NPC. I'm just gonna delete all this. I don't need this. So first thing, you see these scripts, because this is script, it has basically broken scripts. You want to delete these, because then you can't really add it to the asset. There will be a fucking error. Remove this. We don't need this. Treasure bottle. I guess I'll keep this. Doesn't do anything. So every time we're making a custom NPC, you disable nav mesh agent. Every single time you gotta disable this. Okay, now we got our funny NPC. We're gonna save this so the scene is basically empty. Yeah, save. Okay, new scene. Hold on, actually no, I'm gonna go back to the old scene because it has lighting. Okay, level 4, that's gonna do this. Okay. Right click and open scene additive. However we say it. I'm gonna drag you here. And then remove scene, don't save. Have you. Okay, go back here. Set position to 0, 0, 0. And here you are. This animator on the main model, we can remove this. Okay, remove component. Now we go to the tubby parts in here, plus the skin mesh render, just disable it. Same for the arms, legs. The head is a bit well, it's in here. Okay, disable. Okay, I gotta disable the pieces. Disable. These, I can delete these. Now I'm just gonna drag you into the model. Go. We have the droid. The droid already has an controller, but we gotta make our own. I'm just gonna test if he is animated. Also, wait, hold on, is this the correct one? Okay. New avatar. That droid. Every single custom NPC needs an avatar. Or also just say like this, T-posing, no animations at all. And this one is using a custom avatar. We're gonna replace the tubby avatar with this one. I'm just gonna see if he's animated now. Yep, he moves. Okay, I'm just gonna go here. I'm just gonna find some animations. Okay, run. If your model already has some animations, you can just use them on the new controller. Except if they have a different name, you need to rename them. Walk, run, attack. I'm just gonna make some special attacks now using one of these animations. Special. Make a jump. Idle. What the hell is your idle animation here? Do you even have an idle animation, my guy? Oh, I was gonna use this. Yeah, it's fine. Now we're gonna make some more special attacks. Special too. Not that I really see anything useful that can be used here. I'm just gonna use this. I don't really have anything to add. I got biting. This is all our attacks, yeah. Except for death, we gotta set this. Humanoid, apply. This model basically uses humanoid animations, so I can use this. Really recommend setting again these stuff. If you don't set any of these stuff, you'll look a little stupid. See? He'll just be flying in place. He won't even be animated in game. So we'll enable all this. Apply. There we go. We're gonna use again controller, but I'm just gonna rename this one controller. You can duplicate your controller and make a new one, but I'm just gonna rename one. Droid controller. Now you're gonna spell it correctly. Again, now we set the animations. Okay, animation idle, attack, walking, death, jump, running, Oops. The special ones. Special. Special 2. Special 3. Also, if you're asking which special is what animation, like for what ability, I honestly have no fucking idea. Like every time I try to do a specific animation for each ability, just randomized. So just trust your gut, I guess. Just gonna name this one Droid NPC, I guess. Right? Hold on. Did I change? Didn't. Fuck. Controller. Let's see if you're animated. Yeah. You're playing the animations. Now, this guy has a new screen, so I'm just gonna give him the new screen. This is new screen. Okay. Apply. Positions is 000. Original. Now, like this, we're gonna do another death animation. Just gonna rename it. Now we're just gonna do this. Again, you can just duplicate your controller, make your own controller for another death animation. But okay, dead droid dead. This fucking headphone mic is trying to suffocate me. Anyways, there we go. Let's see if it works. As you can see, it worked. Okay, dead. You can just delete this. So you can delete the other bundle and make a new one without anything like trying to accidentally mess up. You should now have a bundle here. So you can just place bundle and then again build asset bundles. Oh no, and also another important part is if your model is a little bigger than usual, then you need to create custom hitboxes. I forgot to make a custom hitbox, so if it sucks, you know why. You make a cube and set and do the is trigger. Now we're just gonna go here and just resize our cube to the like the head. We're gonna rename the head hitbox 2. The number is like a multiplier or whatever. I don't know how to explain it correctly. And now for the body, we're just gonna do hitbox 1. Again, resize this. I'm gonna use this like this, and then we just put the hitboxes in here, not the dead NPC. Then you go to the hitboxes and disable mesh renderer. Then you just gotta like, you can just update your NPC by dragging it over here. See, it's updated now because of a hitbox. Yep. Then when you go in game, you can, well, have a better hitbox. Except then blood particles won't come out. Because, you know, Slendytubbies. Anyways, I'm gonna quickly make a sandbox icon. Actually, I'm gonna show you what happens if you don't make an icon. Just so you see. Here, bundle. Again, we're gonna do the same thing we did with our other NPC. Droid. Bundle. I'm just gonna make him use announcer abilities. Mini announcer. So our name is Droid NPC. Droid NPC. Bossbot. Security. I'm just gonna show you how the health works. I'm gonna say like a 60, 80 health. 100 damage, so he's an insta killer. Now, droid NPC, save. I'm gonna test them in game. Okay, and yeah, you can see this is what happens if you don't set a sandbox icon. It just shows the name like in Unity, and here it is. Yep. You can see. Low HP, he basically dies very fast. I might actually publish this NPC, not gonna lie. Alright, see, he's moving, attack. Come here, bitch. I might make this HP a bit larger. White side, go. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Damn. And he's dead. Play as. The jump animation only shows in versus mode, like in actual Slendytubbies. See, fire. Yeah. Well, there we go. There we go. As you can see, you finally made your custom NPC in Slendytubbies. There's like all of these, except for Slenderman and Tubby. Vantablack made those. Look at all these fucking NPCs. Jesus Christ, I made so much. 10. Fucking Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Yep. This is my gang. This is my NPC gang. Everyone versus this. Go. Go for it. This is very entertaining. Jesus Christ, some of these are fucking broken. Need to fix them. Well, there we go. Now you can make your own NPC. And if you want to publish your custom NPC, you can just join the Fun Plus Essentials Discord server and publish a custom NPC in there. There's a whole like forum post of custom NPCs. Just need to attach a preview image and, you know, and the zip file of the NPC. If you don't know how to somehow make one, you just go here. Just gonna just Droid, add to archive, zip, okay, and there we go. Well, now you know how to make your own custom NPC. Great. Just have fun doing it. Don't make anything to make Vantablack ban you.